The best and worst chest exercises ranked S tier to F tier. When it comes to building a bigger chest, the exercises you choose matter far more than most people realize. Some movements create incredible tension on the pecs, stretch the muscle fibers deeply, and allow you to progressively overload them week after week. Other exercises might look impressive or even feel challenging, but actually do very little to stimulate real chest growth. So in this video, we're ranking some of the most popular chest exercises from S tier, the absolute best, all the way down to F tier, the ones that are simply not worth your time if your goal is building a bigger chest. But before we begin, every exercise needs to meet 3 simple criteria. First, the movement must create high tension in the stretched position. Muscles often grow best when they are challenged while lengthened, so exercises that load the pecs deeply tend to produce better results. Second, the exercise needs to feel good on the joints. Smooth resistance, good chest activation, and minimal shoulder discomfort are all signs of a well-designed movement. Third, the exercise must allow progressive overload. If you cannot steadily increase weight, reps, or difficulty over time, it becomes much harder to drive long-term muscle growth. Using these rules, let's start with the lowest tier, F tier. Exercises that are not effective for chest growth. The first exercise landing in F tier is the plate press. In this movement, 2 weight plates are squeezed together and pressed forward in front of the chest. While this may create some tension from squeezing the plates, the movement lacks one of the most important factors for chest growth, a deep stretch. Your arms never open outward, which means the pecs never lengthen properly. On top of that, the resistance profile feels awkward and unstable. It's also extremely difficult to progressively overload this exercise in a meaningful way. Because of those limitations, the plate press simply doesn't provide enough stimulus to justify including it in a serious chest workout. Another movement that falls into F tier is the hex press. The hex press involves holding 2 dumbbells together and pressing them while maintaining constant pressure between the weights. While it might feel like the chest is working harder, the reality is that this movement greatly limits the range of motion. Since the arms remain tucked close together, the pecs never experience a deep stretch. In many cases, the triceps end up performing a large portion of the work instead. For chest hypertrophy, this makes the hex press far less effective than traditional pressing movements. Also joining F tier is the one-arm dumbbell press. Some lifters believe that performing a press with one arm increases chest activation. However, each pec already works independently during a normal dumbbell press. Performing the movement one arm at a time mostly adds instability and shifts attention toward balancing the weight rather than maximizing chest tension. Because it offers no real advantage while adding unnecessary difficulty, it simply doesn't deserve a place in most chest routines. DTR. Exercises that look useful but rarely deliver. The dumbbell pullover is one of the most debated exercises in fitness. Biomechanically speaking, the chest can assist with the movement. But in reality, most people feel pullovers far more in their lats and sometimes their triceps. While pullovers can be great for developing the back or improving shoulder mobility, they rarely provide strong chest activation for most lifters. For that reason, the pullover sits fairly low when it comes to chest hypertrophy. Another movement in this tier is the plyometric push-up. Explosive push-ups are fantastic for building power and athletic performance. Athletes in sports like basketball or boxing may benefit greatly from them. However, when the goal is muscle growth, explosive training tends to reduce time under tension and control during the lowering phase. That makes it less effective for stimulating hypertrophy compared with controlled pressing exercises, C tier. Decent exercises but with major limitations. Next, we have the floor press. This movement is commonly used by powerlifters to strengthen the lockout portion of the bench press. Because the elbows stop against the floor, the range of motion is shortened significantly. While this allows heavier loads to be handled safely, it also removes the deep stretch that normally stimulates the chest muscles during pressing movements. As a result, the floor press tends to emphasize the triceps more than the pecs. It can still contribute to overall pressing strength, but it is not ideal for maximizing chest growth. B tier. Good exercises that are not perfect. Moving up the list, we arrive at exercises that can definitely build muscle, but come with a few drawbacks. The decline bench press is one example. Decline pressing shifts the emphasis slightly toward the lower portion of the chest and allows lifters to press fairly heavy weights. However, most lifters already develop the lower chest quite easily. Emphasizing that region more than necessary often doesn't provide additional visual benefit. In addition, the decline angle slightly reduces the total range of motion compared with flat or incline pressing. Because of these factors, decline pressing is effective, but not essential. Another exercise in B tier is the standard push-up. Push-ups are excellent for beginners and can be performed almost anywhere. They develop foundational strength and can be very effective when someone is first starting their fitness journey. However, as lifters become stronger, push-ups often require very high repetition counts to approach muscular failure. This can make them inefficient compared with weighted exercises. A useful upgrade is the deficit push-up, where the hands are elevated on handles or blocks. This allows the chest to drop lower during the movement, increasing the stretch at the bottom and improving the overall stimulus. A tier. Excellent exercises for chest development. Now we reach movements that consistently produce strong results for building the chest. The barbell bench press is one of the most iconic exercises in strength training. It allows lifters to handle heavy loads, track progress easily, and generate significant tension across the chest muscles. For decades, it has been a cornerstone of upper body training. However, because the bar stops when it touches the chest, the range of motion is slightly limited compared with dumbbell presses. Even with that limitation, the barbell bench press remains one of the most effective chest builders available. The incline bench press also belongs in A tier. By adjusting the bench to an upward angle, the movement shifts slightly more emphasis toward the upper chest fibers. This area is often underdeveloped in many lifters, so incline pressing can play an important role in achieving balanced chest development. Interestingly, research has shown that incline pressing still stimulates the mid and lower chest effectively while providing extra growth stimulus to the upper region. Another excellent option is the dumbbell bench press. Dumbbells allow the arms to move independently and travel slightly deeper at the bottom of the lift. This increased range of motion creates a stronger stretch across the pecs, which may contribute to greater hypertrophy. Many lifters also find that dumbbells feel more natural on the shoulders than barbells. The main drawback appears when extremely heavy dumbbells become difficult to position or unavailable in certain gyms. Another strong movement in this tier is the Smith machine press. Although some lifters dismiss the Smith machine, it actually offers several advantages for hypertrophy. The fixed bar path provides stability, allowing lifters to focus entirely on driving tension into the chest muscles. It also allows many people to push closer to muscular failure safely. S tier. The best chest exercises for muscle growth. Now we arrive at the highest tier. These exercises check nearly every box when it comes to maximizing chest development. The machine chest press is one of the most effective chest exercises available. A well-designed chest press machine provides a deep stretch at the bottom of the movement and maintains consistent resistance throughout the entire range of motion. Because the machine stabilizes the body, nearly all the force generated goes directly into the pecs. It also allows lifters to train very close to failure safely, which is one of the key drivers of hypertrophy. Another exercise deserving of S tier is the seated cable chest fly. Cable fly movements maintain constant tension throughout the entire motion. This allows the chest to stretch deeply and contract strongly during each repetition. Because the movement is performed seated, the body remains stable, allowing maximum focus on the chest muscles. For isolation work, this is one of the best options available. Final verdict. The best and worst chest exercises. If we had to crown one movement as the best overall chest exercise, the machine chest press would be a strong contender. It offers deep stretch, consistent tension, simple progression, and a safe environment to push your muscles close to failure. On the opposite end of the spectrum, the plate press stands out as one of the least effective chest exercises due to its lack of stretch, awkward resistance, and limited overload potential. Ultimately, the most effective chest training programs combine heavy compound presses with targeted isolation work. Choose exercises that feel comfortable on your joints, challenge the chest through a full range of motion, and allow steady progression over time. If you train consistently with those principles in mind, your chest will grow. So that's how these chest exercises stack up from S tier all the way down to F tier based on stretch, tension, and long-term progression potential. The big takeaway here is that the best chest exercises usually have three things in common. They load the pecs deeply in the stretched position, they feel smooth on the shoulders, and they allow you to progressively add weight or reps over time. Focus on movements that check those boxes, and your chest training will be far more productive. Now I'm curious to hear your opinion. What are your thoughts on these rankings? Are there any chest exercises you think deserve a higher spot, or one that you think should be ranked lower? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That kind of support really helps the channel grow. Until next time, this has been Iron Routine, where we cut through the noise so you don't have to. Thanks for watching.